Now, hi, I'm going to have an interview with Jud, and she's going to tell us all the stuff that she thinks about SP. But here, I just want her first to give us a little background on her.
First, I want to say you pronounced my name perfectly. Zhi is a traditional Chinese name, means wisdom. And my name is Yang Zhi, so for short is Zhi. It was a name given by my father. So when I think he wants me to be a girl with wisdom. Yeah. So I'm from China, as you know. Everybody probably also know. I live in Belgium already 16, 17 years so far. I want to talk about two parts of myself as background. First is my childhood. So I always remember I'm kind of girl. People describe me as she's a girl. She always know and understand how people say, or even the other people, they don't need to say, don't know language. So just I understand people how they want me to do, or I just feel it. I even recall like my memories since I was 1 year old. Yeah, I remember details and my parents shocked. And I also remember since I was kid, I like consciously, I was thinking, why me is me? Why I feel myself? Why the other people is the other people? What if my mom married to the other people? And then what about their kids? Is that still me or not? So it's like I was a normal kid, but like underneath, I already start to questioning myself or just start to think. The second part I want to talk about myself is my study and my work. And so I am a person, I guess I never stopped studying. Even when I worked in Shanghai 4 years, that was 2003 to 2007. And the only difference between, let's say you study in the school, you have to study, right? That's your job. But afterwards you work, you choose to study. That's the difference.
Yes.
So when I chose to came to Belgium to study my master of product innovation and entrepreneurship, I think that was a wise choice as well. So after graduated, I started to work. And so let's say my main job is more like a trading and a business relationship with the clients. But then come back to 2021, that was 2 years ago. So I started to learn SP. And the story afterwards, you know. So since then, I became the SP practitioner and now also SP trainer. I'm proud of it. And so now I also work as SP practitioner in my office, like once per week, every Friday. So helping myself, helping the client, that's my passion job.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my
passion job is going to grow enough for you.
Absolute. Right.
Yeah. I know it's not very fun for the in-between part. You have to work lots.
Yes. I know. I also, I'm proud of myself because that was in the beginning, I was working full time and I had family. I have 2 kids. So was, let's say it was okay because when you are doing something, you really feel like you're like passionate about it. It's just like the time, it doesn't matter anymore. You just love to do that.
Okay. Do you remember what you thought the first time you saw the Simpson protocol process?
Yeah, I remembered. So that was the period I did mention before that I had a period, actually come back to 12 years ago. I started suddenly feel like I was feel interested, a great interested in the hypnosis books. So I bought a lot of books. I don't know why, I just felt interested. And I read all the books, like one by one, and the hours by hours. And so then I just knew that hypnosis is a tool to help yourself and also can help the others if you are open to it.
Yeah.
And it also interests me from different angle. I read the stories and to observe people's lives from different angle, Mm-hmm. So then I started to search finally in 2021, and I want to experience hypnosis. So I came, I watched the video of you, and I remembered SP, holistic process, superconscious mind. Yeah. And I also remembered you describe that the SP process, it's just as if you have a car and you send the car to the garage to have an annual deep maintenance. So I was thinking, interesting, I want this kind of maintenance myself. So then I contact you, send you by email, and then we had the SP session. So it went so naturally for me. And I remembered that after first session, I already started to practice my SP hypnosis, self-hypnosis. It was so easy, just so easy. And another thing I felt interested about SP is that you use a lot of telepathic questions. And so, I felt like the connection between people and people, just naturally, I can feel people. So it's kind of, from me, I think, telepathic communication. That's supposed to be actually every human being's basic ability, but we just lost it, Yeah. So it's like, that's actually my thing, our thing, but we just forget. So I felt was so interesting. And also SP at that moment for me is like a tool, It's like I just can grab it so easily. And so I remember I also, after our session, I started SP directly, And at that moment it was you and Sting. So it was, but I did worry a little bit in the beginning that, because I had zero background of hypnosis. And I also don't have any background of healings, Reiki, whatever, like this kind of background. So, but it went on so easy for me. I just, in the beginning, I remember I just reading the script, but it's like after you practice one session by reading, and you just, so easy to use it. And there is one day you get automatically just to have the SP question yourself. Like you can ask, you can create your questions, and you don't need to worry about you make mistake.
No.
Yeah.
No. And I think it's very important that SP is a very different kind of hypnosis. It's about, the only one that I know of that uses the superconscious. But you're excellent. So when you're brand new at it, you don't have the old stuff to unlearn.
Yeah, right.
And that's why you just seem to take off.
Yeah. That's my advantage, isn't it? Yes. Sometimes you learn a lot of different ways just for your consciously satisfaction,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's important because, we have this 10% that's our conscious mind. And if we use it, we don't get the benefit of the 90%.
Yeah.
What type of person or profession benefits the most by learning SP, in your opinion?
Well, you just talk about it. Any person, actually, I believe all the person who are open to the possibilities. But I want to add something because you said benefit most.
Mm-hmm.
If you are also like consciously wants to practice SP as much, I want to say wherever you want, but of course the more the better. And whoever who wants to use SP for themselves or just want to help their family members, they can get the best outcome from it. Or whoever who wants to use to be as SP practitioner like me, then it's a very easy tool to help the client. I'm an SPer and I love the SP culture because I feel every SPer, they help each other and they contribute to this like knowledge to everybody. And that's like really help each other to grow. Because of that, I can learn so fast. Without them, it's not possible. I want to say because so many experienced trainer, which you already interviewed, and also so many experienced SPer, they create these stand-alone SP stand-alone programs, like the physical disorder and smoking free, weight management, fertility, sexual and healthy, and birth program, or the afterlife connection, use surrogacy. So all the other still growing, and all these programs help me as a beginner SPer. I just grab these tools so easily. So I want to say I'm the example to show to the world, to show all the, let's say, all the mankind that it's possible just to learn, like use it, and so easy. And it's just everybody.
But you have an open mind.
Okay. Open-minded.
Yes, because it's very necessary, because everybody uses their conscious mind. They say, well, and that's very limited. So if they don't have open to possibilities, if they're not just willing to say, I'm an open book.
I want to say that after the SP, I'm more open-minded, even more. And I become from I don't know to a person I don't know.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's just like the more you learn, the more you admit you don't know so much.
And that's what I say. There's no judgment. We don't ever run the show.
No. We are just
the question. That's right. And, we don't take benefits of it. If the client does well, we give them all the benefit and thanks.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And I think empowerment of the person is the most important thing.
Right. After one session or a few sessions, you're going to see they just transform differently. Yeah. And, I really love the conversation after a few sessions with the client, because you don't need to, after session, you need to have a small chat with them, or you don't have to, but sometimes you like,
you do. You just find out. I also, do you have any comments or questions?
Yeah. And normally in the first session or second session, you need to be a little bit careful, but you find after a few sessions, you can talk more freely because they are all more open-minded. They know they have that power within,
Yeah.
So the mindset is like different.
Yes. They've changed the mindset and they're becoming SPers thinking wise.
Yes.
Yeah. That's very interesting. What challenges for a practitioner does SP solve, would you say, if any?
Well, I think that the first one I would like to mention is the fear to start. So, as a therapist or as a practitioner, you probably have a fear, how to start, and what are you going to talk with the client, how the client react, and what kind of question I'm going to ask. So something like that. So with SP process, it moves all this fear away, render to zero, because you just know you are not going to make any mistake. You just use the questions, SP questions to ask, and let the superconscious mind to guide the session, not you physically. So that's the number one.
I'd say something about that. I think it solves the fact that we don't want to make any judgments. We don't want to do any of those things. Like we don't know anything. We know something, but we don't know anything about the person. Everyone is different. But SP goes and looks at them and just decides what to do first.
Absolutely.
Better than me. I could never figure out which to do first. So they come for an issue, and I'll say it'll be superconscious picking it, the first issue. And
yeah,
that's what happens. I think it's really easy.
Yes, I have so many examples that the people come for, let's say, issue A, B, and actually start with C. Like, we don't know why, but superconscious think that's a priority. First has to deal with
everything is intermingled and connected. And
Absolutely.
they know which one to pick first.
Yes. You know, even not just in the session, in your daily life, it's the same. No judgment. You never know what kind of people on the street, what kind of life they had.
No, that's right. So I like to take everything because it's holistic. You know, we do body, mind, spirit, and soul. And everybody says, well, this is a very spiritual. And I say, no, it isn't a spiritual alone. It is body, mind, spirit, and soul. You know, people say, well, I don't believe in that stuff. They don't have to believe.
It works anyway, because if they believe it works emotionally or mentally or spiritually, eventually will comes to the physically, because your body, your mind, and it's connected. That alignment, you know?
And that's very good.
And number two is also, like some practitioners say, that give that, let's say, let the superconscious mind lead the whole session completely. That's a part. It's not so comfortable sometimes, especially, you know, you know what I mean. But I think with sessions, because there are so many clients, they reported to you the positive feedbacks, you just have that trust. So maybe also you will become lazy. You also, okay, let's see, superconscious mind charge us that, you know. So the trust will grow in its own time and own pace.
Yes. And that's why I say to people, if I do something here, what I do, I have very much trust. You just build your way up, and when you're comfortable, you do more of it.
Yes, because you cannot expect a new SP like trust superconscious as much as you, because you already many years. That's normal. But the trust will continuously grow.
Yes, it'll grow forever. Mine still grows, even that I've been doing it so long.
Yeah, you know what? The last time we have another SPer, she posted some video in the internet about, because now it's more like Zoom sessions. Sometimes like a superconscious mind gives some like signs, like certainly this is with lights and you know, this kind of different colors. It's also fascinating about like this, you can boast your trust, but sometimes it's just from normal like feedbacks, you know, or your intuition, you know.
We develop an idea and it works for a while, and then superconscious seems to take it to the next level.
Yes, it's as if they know we are ready to accept.
Well, I think what it is in the field, you know, of the field of SP is there's a lot of people. So the more people are doing it, the faster it grows. I mean, at first, when I did it completely by myself, that took a long time. There wasn't a lot of energy put in. But now it changes quickly.
Yeah.
Because each practitioner, you included, you think of stuff and you do stuff and it grows. So I think it's very interesting because it naturally grows and evolves. Oh, this is a little bit about it. I think it's pretty well. I was going to ask you the question. Now I call this process holistic. That's inclusive.
Yes.
What do you think? I think we've talked about that. So now just focusing on manipulating consciously, like saying suggestions, or working even at a solely the subconscious level, which is better than the conscious level. But being able to go deeper and further, how does this help the client and perhaps the practitioner?
Absolutely helping both sides. From the client side, that let's say we always say SP philosophy is that to help the client, whatever relate to the mind, which also, of course, include the conscious mind, and to help them to think positively, you know. But SP also works on subconscious level directly to the root cause. It can be anything the root cause is or was. And so the superconscious just shift or change or release whatever towards the client's outcome.
Yeah.
And what's SP process also do often is that to move even deeper and even beyond that. What's that mean? So what I understand is beyond that human being's comprehension, and go really deep and let's say if it's beneficial and appropriate and optimum for this client. And so it's like consciously probably will give some understanding to the client, but anyway, it works towards the client's outcome very well. Yeah.
I think, like from the practitioner's point of view, it took everything away because I took other hypnosis. I did regression to cause and did all these fancy things. But I was always stressed because I didn't know what I was going to do with that person when they came in the office. Now I have to think about which comes first. I don't have to do that now. And it makes it so much easier because superconscious takes control of it.
Yes. And also as a practitioner, I also feel like, yes, if the client wants to experience progression, you can, if the superconscious guides you. If not, it's kind of makes the session less heavy, lighter. And also, if the client wants to experience deeper trance, which is SP famous for, that superconscious can guide this person to still secure, you know, which in that way to help the client if they want to experience that.
Yeah. And we find that there's the level is we usually take them to high, right? And it's just a doorway to a different levels everywhere. It's just so easy for us.
Yes.
Very easy. Okay. What issue can SP be used for, have you found? Well, it's kind of redundant, but
that's all the issues. Absolute, because whatever issues eventually related to the mind. So I have experience in the last 2 years so far. So all kinds of different clients. In the beginning, maybe start with normal issues, anxiety and this and that, you know, emotional, mental. And then afterwards come more physical issues, client. And of course, the spiritual issues, they want to have more understanding about their spiritual path or to want to build their self-development. And also, I like to help not just individuals, but also couples. And because SP works so well with sexual issue and healthy, and so can help the relationship develop in different level. Let the couples understand each other in perfect way, not the way you want to love him or her, is the way they want to be loved, you know.
Yes.
Just that understanding different level. So, and yeah, all kinds of, there's no limitation. So wherever you say, does SP hypnosis help? Yes, this and that. The answer is always yes.
Yeah, that's right. You're very well trained.
Because of you are my trainer.
Okay. What aspect of SP do you find the most appealing for your practice?
Oh, first of all, easy to use. I already repeated that before because just an easy tool. And we have all the kind of program I also mentioned, just easy to use. I want to also to say from the client's point of view, because like it's less heavy for them.
Yes, much
right?
easier. Yes.
Yeah. But the last thing I want to say is that based on my experience, that every client after one session or few sessions, they really started consciously love themselves and accept themselves. It sounds a little bit weird. Everybody loves themselves. No.
We don't. No.
Sometimes they just don't love themselves or they don't know how to love themselves. But start with the sessions, sometimes after one session or sometimes few sessions, they just know more about themselves, and then they start to really love themselves. Because when you act one thing but you're thinking differently, you have the inner conflict, you know, you really don't love yourself in that way, you know. And so start to love yourself, also respect your own voice.
Yes.
In whatever way, and just start from there. That's SP really bring them, like, that's what I see.
Okay, now this is a question.
Mm.
I'm a Westerner, and I created SP from experience. Do you think your experience, is there anything about SP that would make it more difficult or not so easy to use in Chinese or Asian world?
That's really a good question, because well, from my side point of view, I believe deeply it doesn't matter whether you are Westerner or you live in Asia or Eastern. We are all the same. Mm-hmm. Because we are all consciousness.
Yes.
So let's say it's SP is a tool for all kind of human being. It's mm-hmm. like for all the mankind. It doesn't matter where you are. Just be open to that possibilities. Well, but I do think when I explain to Chinese client, I need to describe more about what is superconscious and what is guidance, for example, because there's no direct Chinese words like really literally that kind of meaning, you know, if you have to match.
But and you realize and you know, guidance can be anything. It's sort of like somebody had a horse and that will be their guidance, and somebody has Archangel Michael, and that, you know, it doesn't matter as long as the guidance is their support.
Yes, guidance is not the guides.
No.
So that's the feeling they feel supported.
Yes.
And super conscious also, I will explain to them, for example, I don't want to make a definition. Nobody can. It's too super, you know, conscious. And I just want to say that it's part of yourself. That's the inner wisdom of you and know everything about you and can do everything and solve everything and help you everything and cure you everything. So something like that. Or I will compare to the Asian culture or use the Chinese word called 自信. If you translate it, it can be Buddha natural self.
Yes.
It's like also everybody have that. It's all connected. And that's like the wisdom part.
Yeah.
Everybody has the same, you know?
Yeah. And it's what I say, it's your higher, it includes your higher mind, but there's way more than that because it spreads out in all kinds of morphic fields that people have and on other people, you know, so it's everywhere. If you explain that, I know it's difficult because you don't want them to make too many assumptions of what something is. That minimizes the what they're going to get. They're going to get what they think.
Yes.
Instead of what they need.
Yes, because sometimes it's not the same.
No,
what you
it's
think,
not.
what you want, what you need, what you want.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And can you tell us some interesting sessions, not name anybody or say I worked on this and I worked on that or whatever?
Yeah, sure. I have a lot, but maybe I pick few easy to describe it in short. Just last week actually, I had one client. She came to me for different issues, but during the session it was very interesting because in the session she just moved her head like this. Sometimes I was wondering what are you doing, but anyway, I didn't think so much after session, and she told me, wow, she can move her neck. And she couldn't move her neck for 10 years because there's 2 needles inside the neck to support her. And she couldn't move that. And one session, it's done. Even we didn't specific to work for that. It was so wonderful. Yeah. Also, there's another client came to me special, something like similar stuff is like also a surprise, and she wants to work for something else. And then after one session, she had, she used to had many years menstruation pain, and just after one session, it's gone. And it was wonderful because I'm a woman, so I understand what that means for a woman,
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Another case is also a surprise. Maybe the surprise is interesting for me. So a client came to me with a lot of things in her list. What's interesting thing is that she didn't mention to me, but in her mind, she just think, okay, one day I'm going to work on to get a fit body, not on her list, in her mind. And so I didn't know what's her desired outcome about this weight management. And after one session, she just started to lose weight. And I saw her last time after 8 months. Okay. And she changed into different person. Her body's so fit. She it's like perfect. Yeah. Everybody's perfect, but that's what she wants, And and I question her. I say, I want to also have some market research, And I say, okay, can I ask about, is that difficult for you to maintain your new fit body, Or is a little bit, or also very easy? And she answered, no, not at all. Very easy. And she say that she just know naturally what she needs to eat and how she gonna eat. And then, she just speak like a therapist. She say, all these years eating was because of the whatever mental and emotional issue. So once it's gone, then she just feel light and doesn't feel like eat whatever in the past she wanted to eat. And so what I feel like happy about, it's her physical appearance. That's just a small part of the change. The biggest change is like her passionate and her positive about her future. This is just wonderful stories,
Yeah, I think they're incredible. And those are just one after the other.
Yeah.
And because you only used it for, I don't know how many sessions you did, depends, but whatever it is small to change somebody's life like that, because we expect to have a good outcome. I mean, they may
Yes.
lose weight, but they don't know all the things that are causing it.
Yes, let's say the SP process or SP hypnosis, whatever way you can call, that it helps the client to achieve that outcome in the very short period, but affect this client in long term, you know?
Yeah. You know, we're good at what we do, but we only do what we do. We're the guides. We take them to it.
As you said in the beginning, that we don't take the credits.
Yeah.
The superconscious do the job, and their superconscious, their own mind do the job.
Yeah, very much. I love that. You know, since I did that, I couldn't even imagine going back to old style hypnosis. I just couldn't.
It's big difference.
Yes. SP encompasses everything.
Yes.
And they always know you were saying the words appropriate, you know, what is appropriate for your client because everybody's different. What's beneficial and, you know, what's
Optimum.
optimum. Yeah. And it's surprising those three words are so non-invasive, you know, as least as language can be.
That's why simple the better.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I'd love
It's my
talking to
honor.
you. And you're a wonderful person. I mean,
I just thank you.